So g'day and welcome back to Goomadies Coins and Banknotes, and in today's video we are continuing with the series of $100 notes. Today we're looking at 2011. So if you're new to these banknotes, then we'll just go quickly over them. So we have the 1917 portrait of a cannon. All these images on this side relate to the First World War, because this guy, Sir John Monash, was an Australian general during that time and passed away in 1930. We have a bunch of horses, so this is the Australian Light Horseman, so an Australian mobile infantry. Here we have Simpson and his donkey. So Simpson's the guy there. He was at Gallipoli and he was killed there. This is his donkey, and he was a medical transport unit. So he's pretty famous in that he consistently transported wounded soldiers back behind enemy lines, and he took a lot of risks in doing that, and obviously one time it didn't pay off. Okay, here we have so that's the emblem of the army, and it's a rising sun with Edwardian crown. It says Australian Commonwealth Military Forces. You have infantry up the top, and here we had the same thing in the background. So if you're not too sure how to date these banknotes, we have the prefix, which is the letters. We have the number. The first two numbers is the date. So this is 11, so 2011. And the rest of it is just the serial number that changes with each banknote. Okay, and the watermark. Okay, we don't really have a watermark anymore on current banknotes, but on these polymer ones we had the coat of arms there. Here we have the see-through window. It has 100, which if you feel it, one side is raised and one side is not. And we have a superb lyrebird. So this is a bird in Australia that can imitate calls of different animals. So that's on that side. Then this side we have an opera singer, Dame Melly Melba. So this is the MM, her initials for her 1902 tour. This is her 1903 tour at the Sydney Amphitheatre Theatre. You can see this one's got a mark on it. So usually these are done by money exchanges to say that the banknote has been authenticated. Okay, see-through window again on this side. So it should be on both sides. $100. Obviously, the background is background like on the other banknote, except for the United States, which photocopies the money. Australia in cursive, although the R is a little bit more like the modern. And here we have, so this is a 7-pointed star, should join up. And that represents the 6 states, and the 7th point is all the territories. So that's basically the banknote in a nutshell. And if you get a UV lamp, okay, that's just light. Okay, you see how the numbers show up? So that's UV reflection. That's another edge of security. And here we have down there. And there should be 100 here, but I don't see 100. Looks like they've changed. And the 100 doesn't show up. It just, what shows up is the background is being reflective. So to me, that's a bit strange. It might be just this UV lamp, but considering it's working on there, I'm not too sure what's going on here. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, anyway, and on this side, we don't have any UV properties. Okay, so let's see how much these should cost you. Okay, so first of all, if you got one of these banknotes and you kept it in 2011, then you need to get, according to our RBA website, about $136 in 2023. But as we all know, inflation has been a lot higher in that, especially considering this doesn't take into account housing, which is really sad, but it does take into account luxury goods, which majority of people don't buy. And obviously it's a luxury good, so people can afford not to buy it. Okay, then we have the RBA website. It just gives you information about what's on these banknotes. And here we have the artillery of Nauru Valley. So I have no idea where the Nauru Valley is, but we're going to find out in a minute. And Belcourt May Nurul, okay, is a commune in Pas de Calais department in whatever region of France. And here we have, it's in northern France. Here's the population's always been quite small. And there's some other information. So if we look at the number printed, we could say first prefix AA with 1,000,000. Then it goes up to CF with 1,000,000. But it looks like, actually no, not 1,000,000. It looks like we have 1,000 less, so 999,999. So if they started with 1,000 less, it must have been that they had a problem with the printing the banknote, because it also occurs in the 50. So maybe the first 1,000 they saw there's a problem and they decided to scrap it. Then for some reason they decided not to just reprint it, unless there's a special commemorative event, but I don't think so. And then we got the last prefix EL, and that one only has, so this counts down backwards, so you need to take that one from that, it gives you the number of banknotes. So looks like we got 70,000, which is quite low. It's not the lowest I've seen, but it is low. And if we go to eBay, this is the best website I've seen, because a lot of coin shops are actually a lot higher in cost. So we've got last prefix 160, and remember inflation, one at 135, but I would say probably 150, 160 is what you want. And what we get is roughly that, but it doesn't include postage, so obviously this is lower than inflation. And as you can see, we've got first prefix, which is because of the number printed. Last prefix, I reckon this is actually quite a bit too low for the last prefix. So here we have image of large prefix, and as you can see, the banknote looks quite good. I don't see any damage on it. Look on the other side, yeah, it looks pretty crisp. This might be a fold there though, so probably EF banknote. I don't see any other folds. Is it on? Can I see it on this side? No, I can't see it on this side. Anyway, that's because probably folded on this side towards in. Okay, so that's pretty good. And that one is selling for 160. Then we have the AA. This one has pity all the numbers are not 1. That would be great. Or even if that was Anyway, that one looks pretty good. Looks like we have some folds there. Looks like we've got another fold there. So that's why if you're gonna take photos banknotes, which I have started to do, I do one on the side, so if there's any folds you see it. Okay, and that one is selling for $140. So really, realistically, I just wouldn't bother collecting these type of banknotes. Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, if you don't collect these banknotes, why do you have these? Well, these ones are spending money. So as you can see, it has some damage on those ones. And I did get these with the stamp. So I did get these overseas, so in Hong Kong. And that's why I overfuel them. If I go to Australia, generally I don't get them in banks. And I never go to bank anyway, I just go to ATM. So this one is a fold. Yeah, not really. I reject all banknotes that are not uncirculated. It's just not worth it. But as you can see, this one has no blue, so not all money exchanges do stamp them. They'll probably only stamp probably the top one, just to let people know instead of doing each individual banknote. which is really a waste of time. Okay, and here we have the damage on that banknote. So really, 2011 banknote. These ones, in the future, you're just gonna lose more value than the $200 that they are worth today. In 20 years time, they're not going to be worth $200. It might be worth, I don't know, 50. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.